Welcome back. Those were some complaints being laid by residents in KOGI State about alleged violence being perpetrated on the run-up to the elections. I've been joined now by an indigenous of the state and a policy analyst, Mr. Atiku Abubakar Issa, to speak on what's really going on in KOGI, the state of things there, and the polity ahead of the gubernatorial election to hold in a couple of months. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you saw that report there. Those were persons, crying out about violence of one form or the other. What's really going on in KOGI State?
All those who spoke, I have known them for years. We participated in NANS, and we have been together since our days in student unionism. I have stated several times, and I have come to realize that this is the end of time, where you have irresponsible leadership, in the sense that I always hold back my tears because I see people who are wicked in position of authority. I don't beat about the bush. I am always categorical. It is the governor that is killing people.
Yeah, but you have no proof of that, so we have to be circumspect. Allegedly.
Not allegedly. I told the Inspector General of Police to invite me. I told the DGDSS to invite me. How can you allow the governor, the director of DSS, and the commissioner of police, they connive with some military men to be killing our people? Let me tell you something. The man that was killed, which the governor gave them money with this irresponsible director of DSS in KOGI State and the commissioner of police, they reported that the criminal was killed. If they say a criminal was killed, let me tell you that there was no injury, gunshot on his body. They captured him alive, took him away. We were told he was taken to government house, killed in government house. The corpse brought back.
What evidence do you have?
The evidence I have is that he was captured alive. What power do does the director of DSS and the commissioner of police and the governor, do they have any right to capture human being and kill the person? Is that what you are telling me, to provide evidence? Are they not the one to provide evidence?
No, he who assess must prove. If you say they
captured him alive, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, let me tell you this. They say it's a criminal. That they have indicted themselves. The guy they say is a criminal was a delegate during the last primary presidential election. Are you telling me that delegates, criminals were the one criminals elected Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as candidate of APC?
Maybe it's best to start from the beginning. The case you are speaking about, tell us what actually happened, or what led up to this really.
What led up to this was that, you see,
what is being reported, so to speak.
Bala, who was killed, died because of Tinubu. Why do I say so? He died because of his belief in President Bola Tinubu. He was included among the delegates from KOGI State to vote for Yahya Bello. In his own thinking, he told the people, his own thinking was that Tinubu is older and has suffered more than any other aspirant in the presidential primaries. And as such, it is better to vote for Tinubu instead of Yahya Bello, who brought him. So after the primaries, the number of votes recorded by Yahya Bello was not up to the number of delegates from KOGI State. As a governor, of course, he has access to information. He found out that this same man didn't vote for him, and also made some persons not to vote for him. That was the beginning of his problem that led to them killing him. That was the major reason why he was killed. So now, it's not only that he was killed, because I have been angry with the guy. Because of his support. We come from the same place, from Ida Federal Constituency. But not only because he was killed, but the manner at which he was killed. And the manner at which the governor and the commissioner of police in KOGI State. And let me tell you, history is about to repeat itself. I come from a place where in a woman died because of our people. And I have told my family, I am also ready to die because of our people. And that's why I'm saying all of these things. I know they can kill me anytime. I know, because these are murderers in positions of authority. I know I always hold back my tears not to cry, because I do not see how, because you want to win election, you begin to kill instead of lobbying people. Instead of lobbying people, you are killing people. You are buying people over, you are killing people. Let them come and take my life. They have killed people that are better than me. So killing me is nothing. So I will continue to hold back my tears. I will not cry in the face of these cowards. I will not cry in the face of this coward. I will continue to hold back my tears.
All right. When did he pass away? Let's get
He was killed about 10 days ago. Not passed away. He was captured alive. If security operatives arrest somebody and take the person away, what right do they have to kill the person? Is it that if you are a governor of a state or you are commissioner of police, you have right to kill at will? The security architecture of this country is so corrupt that anything can happen. But the good news is that we have a man of impeccable professionalism in the person of Nuhu Ribadu, and also the Director General of DSS. The truth of the matter is that the national honors will continue to remain a useless honor. If Nuhu Ribadu and the Director General of the DSS, the two of them are now awarded with the second highest national honor, that honor, according to me, is a useless one. Because these are the people that I know that they merit more than. If it were to be during the former NSA, the interview I granted before granting this interview, I should have been killed by now, or press charges that I do not know about would have upon me. But the governor cannot do anything because Nuhu Ribadu will not accept bribe. Director General of DSS will not accept bribe. That is the problem I have from a credible information which I gathered. The governor has been running up and down, also bribing media houses not to grant me interview, and also trying to see how he will bribe the Director General of Department of State Services and Nuhu Ribadu. But he doesn't have the money because these people will not collect money. Others, I don't know. These are the only two men I have confidence in.
Well, the issue here, Mr. Issa, is that these are lofty accusations. They are the highest. To take a life, to murder someone is a very serious accusation. At the end of the day, it is not something that you can take to court and simply say, this is what happened. You have to tender proof, videos, audio, documents, whatever. So that is the case, and that is where the issues might arise, that all of these accusations you are making, how else can you hope to prove them? If the right people listen to you now and they want to help, they want to take it up, they want to find justice, where do they go from this? What do they hold on to and say, this is what we can use to prove? Because the reports we are hearing is, this was a notorious criminal who had issues going all the way back to 2015, who had attacked some herdsmen and so on and so forth. So, but you paint a different picture now. So, how do we marry these two different narratives?
Let me tell you, if not because of the appointment of Nuhu Ribadu and the continuous stay of office, which is one of the best things President Tinubu has done of the Director General of the Department of State Services, they would have said I'm a Boko Haram member. Because they can't say I'm a cultist because I don't look like a cultist. But because of my beard, they would have said, oh, it's a Boko Haram member. All this accusation, I have just told you, what evidence do you need from me? Are you saying that bandits, criminals, voted in the last primaries that produced President Tinubu? Is that not insulting? This same guy that was murdered by these people which I've mentioned knew. You say as far back as 2015. How comes they made him a delegate in 2022 during the primaries? If he was a criminal in 2015, that means they knew he was a criminal. Why was it? What you should find out to know that what I'm saying is the fact that the governor, commissioner of police, and the director of DSS in KOGI State murdered the guy is for you to find out whether he was a delegate. If he was a delegate, then you know they are lying. Then, since they said 2015, if they had said no, he became a criminal in 2023, would have said, okay, they didn't know that he was a criminal then. Since 2015. So they allowed a criminal. He has been, there are certain things, there are certain information I don't want to reveal on air. I said the Inspector General of Police should invite me. He has not invited me over a week now. So what else do you want?
But can you also, go ahead and lay some sort of petition or complaint?
Why should I petition? I said the governor is a murderer. If you say a sitting governor is a murderer, he has every power. He can sue me to court. Why will he should be the one to sue me to court? Then I provide my evidence. I'm not going to go to court again. What I will do is to speak in the media. Then he should take me to court.
But in the meantime, we'll have to stay away from using these words until you can.
There is no word to be used. Because if you kill somebody and the person that is not, only the court of competent jurisdiction has the right to sentence somebody to death. And if there's no court,
you can call anyone a murderer.
No. That is why when you say what evidence do you want? The guy was captured alive. There's no gunshot.
Just a moment. Yeah, but these things you can bring them on air. And when you talk about media, you can't just come to the media and expect us to take the story without some level of proof being made. If you had come with all of these things,
if you want that across to the commissioner of information in KOGI State,
but those are not the persons making the allegations.
They are supposed to allegations. They are supposed to respond. Let us hear their own side of the story. You can't capture our brother alive, even if he's a criminal. You can't capture our brother alive without taking him to court. You take him and you kill him. If you allow that to continue, then anybody could have, even you, they will capture you one day and kill you and say you are a criminal. Anybody can say you are a criminal. It's easy to say. You can capture somebody alive, take him away to government house, and then the next thing we see is dead body. If they had not captured him, if it was in the exchange of gun, he died in the process.
Which is what the police says.
They are lying now. Let's forget about these people. These are the worst. I said on this program that the majority of policemen we should have are the real criminals that are supposed to be in prison. And the majority of prisoners, they are waiting trials in the prison, are the ones that are innocent that are supposed to be outside. So let me tell you the experiences I've had with police. To me, based on my experiences, there's no difference between seeing a policeman on the road and seeing an armed robber.
All right, just a moment. Our phone lines are open now, so you can call in to make your contributions or ask your questions. Let's talk about your confidence in the new, National Security Advisor. Where does that come from?
You see, he was the pioneer EFCC chairman. You know the capacity, competence, and the honesty of a man when he occupies a sensitive position. This position he occupies presently, in terms of receiving money from people, getting people who come to you wanting to bribe you, I think the EFCC is almost the same with the Office of the National Security Advisor, because many people have challenges, economic fraud, that they want the EFCC chairman to help them. This was a man who, while EFCC chairman, refused to enrich himself. He refused to collect bribe. He was able to do that. Since he was able to do that at that time that he was much younger. Not now again. Any man above 40 who in a very sensitive position refrain from taking bribe will not take bribe after several years that he has a good name to protect now. The problem of this country is that when you appoint people to positions of authority, especially in the security sector, where most people are, because of the fraudulent nature of our people in this country, they are the ones to come begging you to accept bribe in the form of gifts. Why should an EFCC chairman or a DG or NSA accept gift from somebody? You should not accept, except from your family members and close friends. And there are certain gifts that you should never accept. You are a corrupt person, and you are a criminal if you accept such gift. How can somebody bring somebody a BMW, a brand new Range Rover, as a gift to you as EFCC chairman or as NSA? You should never accept such. But if somebody brings a book, things that normal gift, even anybody, you can accept that. But you cannot bring a brand new Range Rover and say you are bringing as a gift. The office is not meant for you to collect gift.
All right, you raised a very interesting scenario to this, which is that when people speak about Mr. Noah Ribadu, they talk about his experience like you have and so on and so forth. I think he's the third non-military personnel, ex-military personnel to occupy this position. But there is a concern that people have, which is that apart from being a former policeman and an EFCC boss, he has been in active politics for quite a while. and he has definitely made, what's the word? Connections, positive, negatively, across, party lines. Perhaps even his closeness with the current president, whom in the past he, in a manner of speaking, had indicted. These are all the things we are considering. And we're wondering, this scenario you are painting where gifts are being given and he rejects it, is it as easy for someone who has his particular trajectory to this position, where he has been in active politics, he has been partisan, he has, courted the votes of many, he has been voted for, he has been voted against, he has run against people who he had ideological differences against. Is it so easy for him to isolate himself now that he has been appointed? Suddenly, the people who were his political friends, they no longer count, taking into account that there are lots of speculations and, reports that the insecurity we are facing in the country is not completely natural. Some part of it is artificial, and some cabals are, behind it. So with this being said, how easy is it for him to maintain all of this if he has had so much time in active politics?
Being active in politics does not affect performance. It depends on your level of integrity. If you are a man of integrity, you know where to draw the line. And even those you have done politics with, they will understand that, see, we can't take this too. On this, let me state something. We in politics get certain information. I was with a former governor. While we were talking, during, I think, the last election of 2019, there was gift, monies to be given to the Director General of DSS. Somebody was advising. So he's saying that if you take that money to that man, he will arrest you. So this is how you know people. So by that statement, the man said, just give. He said, take that gift to him. I bet you the man will arrest you for bringing the gift for him. He will say you are trying to lure him. So people know those whom. That's why when I say that, so person is honest, I don't just come to say he's honest. There must be practical evidence or example known to me. This is a former governor saying this. Say, if you take that gift to this man that you are calling gift now, this man will arrest you. That the man is so strict that he doesn't know friendship when it comes to his professional job. And I have been vindicated. I have said several times that this is the only honest man I know in the whole of the security men, heads of security, that worked with the former president. Now, a new person has come from the southwest. This man is from the northwest. He sacked all of them with the exception of this. These leaders, they know. Himself, Tinubu knows that this man is not corrupt, and he needs a man that's not corrupt. Same to Nuhu Ribadu, that he has gone to contest governor, that he has gone to contest president. He has maintained his relationship with people, telling them that, no, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. Even when he was contesting, when Nuhu Ribadu was contesting, you can't come to him and say, these are the talks we need to use to maim and kill so that we can win election. He will not accept. Since he refused to accept that time, so you cannot come to him for him to compromise. Nuhu Ribadu's appointment, according to me, remains the best appointment Tinubu has ever made. Because, not that the former NSAs were not competent, but because of their selfish desire, either to enrich themselves or to, in a way, place themselves in certain position, which I believe Nuhu Ribadu will not do. So, you will see security of lives and properties in the coming days. Already, people have begun. I told you, I just came from a place in the north. While I was there, during the 1 month in office of President Tinubu, I was shocked what people were saying. Not at least, I remember very well, 2 people told me at different places that the 30 days of President Tinubu is better than the 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari. I say, I don't understand. I don't agree with this. Even though I've been criticizing Buhari, they begin to analyze. They say now, okay, during the last Eid celebration, that even the military were in the bush. This is political will. This is leadership. In Katsina, I was not in Katsina. I was told this. So I was happy that the Northerners will say that the 30 days of President Tinubu is more than and far better than the 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari. Somebody from Katsina saying this. So that's what we are saying. It's not about politics. It's about capacity, competence, and the desire to salvage your people and your country. And that is what we have found in all of these appointments.
So what do you make about how his tenure or his time as EFCC chairman ended? Do you have any comments on that? He was almost, forced out of office, so to speak.
If you read the book,
and just to add, it seems almost a pattern. I don't believe there's actually been an EFCC chairman who left that position, quote unquote, respectfully or with honor. There's always something, that ends up, these are people fighting corruption. It seems as though, I don't know, some would say corruption is fighting back, but how would you rate how he left that office?
Up till today, Nuhu Ribadu remains the only EFCC chairman that left office honorably. Others were accused of diverting what they collected from the suspects.
But he left
unceremoniously. Not unceremoniously, it was a political vendetta. In the sense that I refer you to the book written by Nasir El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State. The book which he wrote, and the title of the book is Accidental Public Servant. In that book, he stated what happened. What happened between the late President Omar Musa Yar'Adua and Nuhu Ribadu and himself. So it was a political disagreement that led to his unceremonious removal or ascending to NIPS. So he left office honorably. There was not any stain on him as at the time he left. Not like Bawa that was accused of spending over 210 million naira in just a trip. Not like the Magun who was accused of diversion of funds like Bawa. Not like Farida. So when we're talking about a man, the pioneer EFCC chairman, the only man that left office honorably. So it's on record. Once you have political disagreement with the president, that does not mean that you left unceremoniously. So he remains the only person that has left office with his head high up. So we will continue to celebrate Nuhu Ribadu. And in the event that the next honors that will be given to Nigeria, we do not see Nuhu Ribadu or Magaji Bishi to be awarded, to be honored with GCON, we will protest and we will call that honor a charade, a charm that should not be allowed to hold again. Because like the honorable men we have in the country, and any honor lower than that will not be accepted by us. They must be given the second highest honor. Because according to me, if the likes of Dangote, Amadin, the former Senate President, will be given GCON, these people, these two men are not deserving of GCON. Else, the honors to be stopped.
Yeah, you feel very strongly about this. But that being said, what are the expectations? What do you think the moves that should be made or that we should be seeing as these persons you mentioned are capable, so to speak? In the past, you said the NSAs were a bit susceptible and so on and so forth. So now that you feel there is someone there who is unencumbered by these issues, what do you see the face of the security architecture having? But before you speak, let's quickly hear from one of our callers here. Good afternoon. This is the POLITY. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Miyaki. I'm calling from KOGI.
All right. Please go ahead. It's good to hear from you. Hello.
My name is Miyaki.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Why I would not want to confirm what my man here said. Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly. Go ahead.
Yeah. KOGI State, the last election, KOGI State was the Habinga of the last election in KOGI State, we live in fear also. A woman was burned down in his house somewhere in Ghana because of election. And today, there is no justice anywhere. There is no justice anywhere concerning that issue. And that election is coming in November. Why I don't have hard as much as possible security in Kogi State. As you speak, so many people have facts to speak to you there, but they are afraid. We live in fear in Kogi State. Let me just tell the truth. We live in fear in Kogi State.
Fear of who?
It's fear of the unknown. That's another fact, like the other man said, another fact.
Okay.
The fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. Please let the security agencies come to our aid. Let them come down and see what's happening by themselves. The Navy head here are used by the leadership of the state to cause havoc everywhere. We are living on that fear.
All right.
Please, I know the DSS are listening to you, the head of the DSS are listening to you, the head of security are listening to you. Let them come to Kogi State and assist us. Let us choose rightly.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
God bless you, sir.
All right. That's a KOGI resident speaking there about the issues at hand. Well, before we go, more into the security issues, let's really we'll go back to the security matter. Well, that was a general question anyway. But within the state, what's your take on the political scene? Is there any way there can be some triumph over all of these in terms of the people having their say? It is said that, it's not that it is said, it's confirmed that the candidate for the APC comes from one of the minorities, so to speak, of the state. Is that something that is in consideration at all when selecting a leader in KOGI?
Let me tell you. Let me use states that it is more homogeneous, not like heterogeneous states like KOGI. States like Kano, Zamfara, Sokoto, they speak same language because those who speak Fulani also speak Hausa, and majority of them speak Hausa as the major language. Majority of them, what I mean by majority of them, at least 85% of indigenes of Kano, Sokoto, Zamfara, they are Muslim. Yet, whenever a governor is leaving office, they look for replacement. Even among all the other political parties, they go to other senatorial zone to take candidates who will contest for the election, so that zones will begin to produce governor. In the case of KOGI, you have many tribes. The major ones being Igala, Okun, Egira, and the rest. Yet, by accident, not by accident, by God's design, Prince Abubakar Audu won election. Yahya Bello did not win and can never win any election based on available facts. I am from Ida local government of Kogi State. I am a veteran in the field of politics. I am by far and have been in politics far before Yahya Bello came into politics. I understand the politics of the state. The greatest politician from Kogi Central, where Yahya Bello comes from, remains the late A.T. Ahmed. As at different times he tried to be governor, but he could not emerge because they are minority. Now, by God's design, Prince Abubakar Audu won election, not that he was about to, he won election convincingly. He died. Then, by whatever political arrangement, Yahya Bello from nowhere, who did not participate in the election. In short, let me tell you this, because I was a major player in the election of 2015. I worked directly with the late Prince Abubakar Audu. And if you see on my DP, you will see myself and the immediate past minister of FCT while we were campaigning. That was the picture I am using currently. Yahya Bello collected money from PDP so that to ensure that Prince Abubakar Audu does not emerge winner. And when Abubakar Audu won, he died. Then they brought him in as governor in 2019. We all knew what happened. They were shooting from helicopter. That was because we had a very weak president who could be manipulated whatever way. Police came with helicopter. They were shooting from the air. Then, the then commissioner of police, with his boys, they led talks on the ground, ensured that Yahya Bello was returned elected. Even at that, he could not win. They had to go to Okene to write results. He had over 120. He had over 100,000 votes from Okene. But during the last presidential election, he could not bring that. Because there was the use of a new technology, he could not bring such vote. So these are the evidences we have on ground. So now, not only that, it is insulting to all of us. And that is why I have said, I am not joking. The same way Inepi, who sacrificed his life for our people, I am also ready to be killed by Yahya Bello and his men for my people to be saved from this humiliation. He brought out his brother. Because, not that he brought out his brother, you see, when I talk to people, including my people, the Igala, when they say we are against this Ibira, I say, no, if you say that, I will never be part of this struggle. Yahya Bello, I have so many people in Ibira. You cannot generalize using the entire Ibira because of the action of one man. I don't do that. I say, no. When I begin to say you are defending Ibira, I say, yes, I'll continue to defend Ibira because I have many friends from Ibira. But we're talking about a man, Yahya Bello. If you say Yahya Bello, I'm part of the struggle, we will ensure his defeat. But if you generalize, say Ibira, I will not be part of it.
But when you say his defeat, you've said here even on this program, you're not a very big fan of the PDP candidates. You know, where do you go from here?
The PDP candidate, according to me, is too childish to be governor of a state. That's the fact.
So what options do you have?
So if they had brought somebody like the ADC candidate, Leke, we could have supported him. But in this case, we are going for a man from our place. Not because of believing in tribalism, but because we believe that the best and the easiest person to use to defeat in this scenario is a man from our place, because we have the numbers to win. In the past, he used to suppress. During the last election in 2019, he did not allow the PDP candidate to go to his senatorial zone to campaign, especially his local government. I want to challenge him. Let him bring the entire thugs in the country. We would rather die than to stop our candidate from campaigning. The one he did last 2-3 weeks, where he stopped one of our candidates from going to KOGI, that is the last thing we will ever do. We would rather die than to be humiliated. It's something I tell my family, that in the event that I'm killed in this struggle, don't even cry. Because it's a struggle I believe that it is worthy of my blood. You cannot humiliate us. You are minority. You brought a daft person, in the person of Ododo, son Ododo, as the APC candidate. I plead with you to call the guy to intro. The guy cannot, you can't see, he cannot utter a decent sentence. You want him to be among the Ibiras. That's what I tell them. The governor's chief of staff is a pharmacist, highly intelligent, even though I have already had disagreement with him. Highly intelligent. There is an engineer from his place who was contesting, but he looked at them that these people are too intelligent. They are from his place. Not only that, the most loyal person I know in the history of KOGI State is the current deputy governor, who is our brother, who has been loyal to Yahya Bello. We have been fighting him because of his loyalty to Yahya Bello. When Yahya Bello was to pick a successor, he left the majority tribe, and a deputy governor who comes from the majority tribe brought his cousin brother. We were saying that, I told people that Yahya Bello, I thought he was smart. I said, Yahya Bello will play on our intelligence. He will deal with us in a way that we will just be crying, we cannot do anything. That he will bring our brother as candidate now. And then even though we are angry with our brother, we will have nothing to do, we will have to support him. That was our thinking, in short. Because I was thinking like that, I sent a text message to the deputy governor, challenging him of that you are not a good man. But to my amazement, he responded that to God be the glory. Since then, I stopped sending controversial text messages to him. And I was also shocked that he was not picked. He is by far more intelligent, more courageous, and the most loyal in the history of KOGI State to any governor.
All right, just on the record, you've made mention of my candidate, our candidate. I want you to name that person. Who are you talking about?
Our candidate, not my own candidate alone. We are going to bring out a consensus candidate that all of us will support.
You've not chosen yet.
We have not chosen yet, but we are in the process.
But that person could be Dino Melai.
That person can never be Dino Melai. Can never. I say never. That person can never be Dino Melai, and that person can never be Usman Ododo. But But I also, you see, I have been consistent in all my arguments. If you play back the interviews I granted 2 years back and the ones I grant these days, you'll see consistency. I did say. So, that it cannot be Dino. I stated my reasons why it cannot be Dino. And, of course, it should not be Ododo because of what things happening. I have interacted with Ododo. He called me on phone. I saw a man that does not have anything upstairs. To be sincere, if I have a company, I cannot make Usman Ododo, the APC candidate, to be the head of cleaners. Because the head of cleaner is supposed to be smart and intelligent to ensure that everywhere is neat. Ododo does not have the capacity to ensure a place is neat.
Just a moment. Let's hear from our caller. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Miyaki.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Okay, go ahead. Let's see if we can hear what you have to say.
Yeah. I was on earlier says if you want to go to equity, you must go with clean hand. Mr. Atiku Abubakar here is from KOGI East, the Gala speaking side of KOGI State. They've been in power for the past 19 years. If today is justifying the need why the governor must not bring his cousin brother, why is he not adjusting that he should give it to the West, where Lake Abijide come from, where Brahma come from? Even if he doesn't like, where Lake Abijide comes from or where Brahma comes from. So it's not fair for him to justify why he says the Yabiru cannot bring somebody. At the same time, where he comes from, they've been power for 19 years. How fair are they to us, we are from Okun or Ogbewe? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think that's an interesting question.
Let me quickly respond to that.
Yes,
it is because the man who spoke is very objective. And it seems he did not listen to me very well. That at this time, why we are going for somebody from KOGI East, where I come from, is not because of sentiment. I have never taken position based on sentiment. I try as much to stop that. I made mention of Leke, that the man is a honorable man. I have never met him. I said Dino cannot because he's childish, but the KOGI West, they have a gentleman who has everything it takes to be governor of the state. But there is a reason why we are not going to support him. Because where he comes from, there is a Dino Melaye himself, both of them contesting, and they don't have the numbers like in KOGI East where I come from. Now we are talking about winning the election first. And in winning the election, you have two good candidates from KOGI West, which ordinarily, to be fair, they deserve to produce the next governor.
All right, let me just cut in quickly and hear from this caller, then you continue. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. I'm Helen Abubakar. I'm calling from Lokoja.
All right, Helen, please go ahead.
Yeah, I really appreciate what the analyst is saying. I really appreciate him, and I just want us to please, I'm begging us to put KOGI West in mind. KOGI West has been left behind. Let them carry us along. As he rightly said, Dino is childish. We know that. Ododo is not the right person. We need somebody from KOGI West. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. I have to, mention this, even though we've run out of time. It's always a pleasure to hear from women. We hardly get female callers. So thank you so much for calling. So you have to round up now. We're almost done. What's your recommendations now going forward? How do you think the people of KOGI should handle what is to come?
Yes, my appeal to the
if you can make it in a minute.
Okay,
please.
My appeal to the people of KOGI State is to exercise patience, because as it is, Yahabelo has bastardized everything in the sense that he did not take he did not support somebody from the West, and with this we are divided. The candidate of ADC who comes from the West, if he doesn't get the total support of all of us, he cannot win. The only zone that can stand on its own, if we deliver the entire KOGI East and just get 2 local governments from the two zones, we are good to go. It's Kogi East. And that is why we, the politicians, think that it is better to support somebody from Kogi East, get the power back, and then I will be in the forefront to support somebody from Kogi West. Not just supporting somebody from Kogi West, somebody who has capacity. And that's the reason why I kept on mentioning Leke. I have met Dino several times. I have been to his house in Abuja on his invitation. I don't know Leke. If I see him now, except his picture, I don't know him. But Dino, I have known him for years. He signed my appointment as director, as one of the members of media.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Isa. We run out of time completely. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we get to hear more updates from you of what's going on in Kogi and other issues. Thank you. All right, that's all we can take on the program for today. Polity comes to you live 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. every weekday. Do join us tomorrow. Have a nice day. I am Amadin Ogbewe.